Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully your day's going well. I'm talking to you guys today because I'm not with you, or you guys are elsewhere. And we've talked about the idea of solving quadratics by factoring. We've talked about solving quadratics by completing the square and square roots. But what we're going to see is, in a second, that many problems that require solving quadratic equations involve trinomials expressions like this that are not easily able to be factored. So when we want to solve a problem like this, it's not easy, and that's what we're going to look at today. How do we do that? It's not easy for us to figure out what's going to get me a times c and a sum of b. So what do? Well, that's what we're going to use the quadratic formula. We can solve anything by using the quadratic formula. So the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus radical b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So this is a formula we can use that's based off completing the square that allows me to solve any quadratic function I want. So there are three easy steps for me to do that. The first thing that I want to be able to do is I want to be sure that it's in standard form, and also it's set equal to 0. So the first step is we want to set it equal to 0. The second step is to identify what a, b, and c are, and then we're going to substitute these values into the formula and then simplify it. So what I want to do with you guys is just spend a couple minutes just going over a couple examples just to show you how do we do that. So just remember, this is the equation right here. The first thing we want to do is we want to set the equation equal to 0. Which it is. So now the second step is to identify what a, b, and c are. So if you guys remember, it goes ax squared plus bx plus c. That's what standard form is. So whatever's in front of x squared is a. So in this case, a is 2. B would be negative 2 because that's what's in front of the x. And then c is your constant. So in this case, it's negative 12. So step 1 is done. Step 2 is done. Now we're going to substitute these into the quadratic formula. So x equals negative b plus or minus radical b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay? That's your quadratic formula. So now what we're going to do is substitute these values into this equation. So x equals negative b, so it's negative of negative 12 plus or minus b squared is negative 2 squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 12. And all of this is being divided by 2 times a, so it's 2 times negative 2, or 2 times positive 2. So we're going to simplify. So x equals, well, if I do a negative of negative 2, I get positive 2, plus or minus negative 2 squared is 4, because I'm squaring a negative, which makes it positive, minus 4 times 2 times negative 12. So I think that is 8 times 12. I think that's 96. Negative 96. All over 2 times a, which is 4. So I have 2 plus or minus the square root of 100 over 4. That's what x equals. So if I simplify that more, I get x equals 2 plus or minus 10 over 4. And if you guys remember from solving by square roots, we can simplify that more. I can do x equals 2 plus 10 over 4. So that gets me x equals 12 over 4, which is 3. That's one solution. Okay, and then the other one would be 2 minus 10 over 4. Which is negative 8 over 4. So x equals negative 2. So I have two solutions. X equals negative 2 and positive 3. Okay, so let's look at another example. All right, so in this case, I have 3 plus 4y plus 2y squared equals 19. One side has to be equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract 19. Okay. Now, after I do that, I want to put it in standard form because I have 0 on this side 2y squared is my leading term, plus 4y minus 16. So step 2 is almost done because I got to find out what a is. A, b, and c. 2, 4, and negative 16. So we're going to plug this into the quadratic formula. Remember, it's x equals negative b plus or minus radical b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So now we're going to plug all of these and this into this. So x, in this case I'm going to say y because that's what the variable is. Y equals negative b, so it's negative of 4 plus or minus b squared, so that's 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times negative 16, all over 2a, so it's 2 times 2. So you get y equals negative 4 plus or minus 16, and then negative 4 times 2 times negative 16 is negative 128, all over 4. So I get y equals negative 4 plus or minus square root of 144 over 4. So if I simplify that, looks like I get negative 4 plus or minus 12 over 4. Okay, and if I simplify that, I get y equals negative 4 plus 12 over 4, and y equals negative 4 minus 12 over 4. So I get y to be 2 and y to be negative 4. Here's what I'm going to ask you guys to do for me, okay? I'm going to ask you guys to try the next 6 problems. I do have answers on my website that you guys can look at. If you have questions, don't hesitate to email me or use Remind to talk to me. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks.